Good morning there, ladies and germs. Alright, this is LSA Supercharger on a C5 Corvette. Update number 15, give or take one or two of them. Some of you may remember I had a video about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago where I, out of nowhere, pitched the belt off the front of the motor. And at the time, couldn't really find an absolute definitive problem. Ended up putting the Olson Kustom Works Cummins turbo diesel tensioner on there. That helped. I have not pitched the belt off the motor since that original occurrence, but it's just been kind of frustrating because this car's never had any belt problems since I put this supercharger on it. Sometimes when you run into these kind of problems, you just kind of have to let them manifest into a more serious problem, and then it rears itself and you're like, oh. So anyways, unbeknownst to me, this here is the idler bracket that makes it possible to run a LSA supercharger on a C5 Corvette. This bolts to the water pump, driver's side, and this is where the idler pulley goes that gives you the belt wrap for the blower pulley. Without this, there's no point in boosting any more cars. Well, this had bent the ear here. It bent. This was bent like this, if that makes sense. Quite noticeable. I'll put a still picture of it in the video. So this is after. So this is in its present state after I took a ball peen hammer and a big old piece of brass drift and pounded this thing back flat so that I could at least get the car drivable again. Now, that being said, I didn't really drive it because it's still not straight. Even though I straightened it out, it's still not straight. You can also see how I had to grind the heads off of these bolts right here. This is the OEM water pump bolts. These two go right here. And you had to do that to gain clearance for the idler to be able to run on there. Otherwise, it would rub on the bolt heads. I didn't realize it until I went and talked to Jesse about what's going on with this guy. And again, and I'm not slamming Olson Kustom Works, I'm praising them because they have revisions to their products when they realize that something could be done better. That's a good thing. So this is version 2. So this switches over to a 3/8 piece of aluminum. I don't know what thickness this is, but it's less than 1/4 inch. He switches it over to countersunk bolts, so you'll have more clearance on the idler. It comes with new bolts, and I am going to slather these bolts in anti-seize. These guys, I do not like Allen socket hardware, so I will be using a torque wrench. I don't want these over tightened. If these get stuck in there, they're going to be miserable to get out if you ever have to do any maintenance in there. So this is the getting very, very hard to find steel Continental idler pulley, double bearing. It's on the heavy side, but it's built like a brick shit house. And that's what it fits like on the new idler bracket. So I'm going to get this torqued into position with the new hardware, and then we'll put the belt, or put the pulley on it, put the belt on it, and see what it's like. So we got the new bracket installed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show at all. Oh, I remember what I wanted to talk about. If you go on Olson Kustom Works website and look up the specific page for this idler bracket, it says in there that it doesn't work with the early water pumps. So I'm assuming that's like 1997 to 2000. Regardless, I don't know what that means, and I don't know what that's about, because this car should have its original 1997 water pump on it, and the bracket bolts on there just fine. Everything lines up the way it's supposed to. As a matter of fact, with this new bracket, it looks better than ever. The alignment is Just absolutely beautiful. I just don't know if it's going to translate on camera using a flashlight, but you can see the pulley right there. So when that thing was bent, the belt would hang off the front of the pulley by 1/8 of an inch or more, and now the belt is where it belongs. Now, to be fair, I haven't started it up yet, but it just looks right. So anyways, if any of you have any ideas on what that nonsense is, I shouldn't say nonsense, that's not very nice, but whatever the topic of discussion is about early water pumps and not working with the LSA bracket, let me know down in the comments below if you have any ideas. But aside from that, I'm going to say this new bracket's going to be a complete success. I will make another video or an update of some form or another if there are any further complications with the belt, but I'm just not seeing it. So I'm going to put the intake back on and go out and beat on this thing for a little bit, and like I said, hopefully you won't hear back from me. This is going to be a no news is good news scenario. Beyond that, we'll see y'all on the next one.